Hello out there. We're on the air. It's curling day Friday here at the 2023 MoPac Men's and Women's Club Playdowns. We're in game two of a quadruple header today, featuring men's pool play. Although we have both men's and women's teams on the sheets for this draw. Our featured game is between Team Meyer of San Francisco Bay Area Curling Club taking on Team Hernandez from Team Hollywood. Team Hernandez will be throwing the yellow rocks while Team Meyer will be throwing the blue. This is your host, Ryan. So glad you guys are here with us, and please enjoy the game. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. And there's the bell. Let's get it on as we have the first stone is about to get underway here. And it looks like Team Hernandez has the hammer. So the lead for Team Hernandez is Marty Blomgren. It says he learned to curl in 2019. Since then, he was at the 2022 Southern California Rising Stars 5 and Under as a winner, qualifying to go to Nationals. Was also at the 5 and Under National Championships, also at SoCal Curling. Was also a winner at the 2022 Coyotes Superheroes 5 and Under, and the Pacific Northwest Curling Association's 5 and Under qualifier bonspiel in Seattle Granite. So lots of experience in the past 3 years under his belt. His first stone will go a little deep. It might go through the house, and indeed it does as the skip Meyer kicks the stone. Oh, sorry, Meyer kicks the stone away. I'm confused. It's the start of my game. That was Meyer's lead. This is Hernandez's lead now with the broom down, which it's Marty Blomgren. Here's some things you might know about Marty. He failed to learn to curl in 2019, and since then, he's been at a lot of 5 and Under events. I'd like to say it's my first game, but this is actually my fifth game. This is Marty Blomgren. So glad you guys are here with us today. We will be going around the range as the game progresses to let you guys know about what's happening on the other sheets. That Blomgren draw is a high center-ish guard, not quite on the center line. If it was on the center line, that would be the no-tick rule would apply. And in this case, no, it's not quite a true center guard. This is the lead for Meyer. This is Justin Legg. He was at the Surf City Bonspiel in 2013, the Travolta Cup winner, which, if you don't know about the Travolta Cup, usually people who are not the top of the field win the Travolta Cup. I think that's probably the best way to say it. And so that was Legg drawing around there with the blue rocks. And so now this is Blomgren's second. And as some of these teams, are starting to play their second games and third games, hopefully we'll start updating the pool play brackets, so you guys can kind of get a sense of how the pool play is going. The top 2 teams from each pool will advance to the championship rounds, the playoff rounds. So some very very enthusiastic stipping there on the part of Hernandez, enough to, in the house, taps the blue back. And so now it looks like Meyer is asking for, I think just to kind of draw in as well. This is Meyer's second. That would be Adam Price. A lot of experience also under his belt within the past 4 years. His record includes being at the MoPac 5 and Under in 2019. And everyone's so enthusiastic. He's been everywhere. He was at the cross-border bonspiel in North Hill in Calgary, the Celine Dion Cup winner, which I'm going to assume is the equivalent of the Travolta Cup, which again is Not for the best players in the field, but I think it's just some way to have some recognition. It looks like that is a mid guard. So they're asking if Snip's asking if the second can see anything, and I think they can see a sliver, but not a lot there. This is Andrew Ring, the second for Hernandez, curling since 2019. Uh, Hernandez is calling them off, saying it's not going to curl, and it's not really coming back that much. These guys are doing the commentary for me. I might as well kind of like zip my lip and let them do do the talking for a little bit. So they're going to try the draw again. However, uh, Meyer saw Hernandez's last stone not curl that much, and they're going out pretty wide. It'll be interesting to see how the stone moves this time. So they say the weight's all there. It's kind of it's. I thought it was going to go a little deeper, but they're happy with where it ended up. Excuse me. So it looks like Hernandez is shifting to the other side of the sheet here. Someone has asked in the comments if they're supposed to be able to hear the mice on the ice. They do have mice on the ice. They were turned down a little bit just because the feedback that we've had in past broadcasts is that the on ice noise is kind of overwhelming. So we're trying to balance more towards my voice. I can hear. Coincidentally, I can hear the mics okay through my headset. I can't hear me unless I go right to YouTube and listen from the source. So I might just be blasting my voice. But thanks for the feedback in the comments, and I will definitely not assume that you guys can hear what they're saying on the ice. I might repeat it. All right, this is the next stone coming. Another comment from the chats from Michaela, noting that Andrew the Grim Reaper Ring is actually a member of all three Southern California curling clubs. That's San Diego, Orange County, and Hollywood. That's a trifecta, as it were. And try to move some of the rocks around. This next shot coming for Hernandez. So they got a bit of a pocket. It's not too much of a pocket. I think they're looking at trying to tap back. I think they could also like draw on top of their yellow that's sitting shot right now. We will see what they choose to do here. This is the first for Hernandez's third. That would be Alex Eaton Salners. He's the vice. He was at the 2021 Holiday Curling Holiday Bonspiel. He won the 5 and under division. Also at the SOB at the Sawtooth Outdoor Bonspiel last year, and that's always a great amount of fun. I don't know how much you can bring into an event like this when the SOB is definitely a very unique outdoor experience where they do their best for ice conditions, but ice conditions are not going to be close to what we're seeing here today. Looks like he's throwing a bit of a weight. This is going to be the third for Meyer. Saying it looks really good. It looks like they were going to make a play on the shot rock. Rolls to the wings, sticks around for a second. So they said it looks really good, and I would have to agree with them. I mean, I don't have to, but I feel the sake of conversation and accuracy, they look really good. So Myers is kind of looking for a tap here. Hernandez with hammer here at this end. So they're just escorting it down now. They're laying a broom to it. I think trying to fight the curl, and it wicks off of the center guard there. So I think maybe jumped on it just a tick too late. Maybe a couple seconds earlier when it may have held it. Opens things up. So Meyer sitting 2 without hammer here in the first end, and they're looking to kind of guard things up. This is going to be Meyer's second shot, or the third shot. This is Jim Muyo, not curling related, but he was he is a 911 dispatcher for the city and county of San Francisco, which sounds impressive, except for they have a unified government, so the city and the county are pretty much the same thing. But obviously an excellent job, and definitely thank him for his service there. He also notes that he was the first player to win both the Travolta Cup and the Celine Dion Cup. So winning kind of the, I wouldn't call it a booby prize because I don't think it's exactly that. But if you're winning the Celine Dion and the John Travolta, I mean, you're doing something right, but are you really doing something right? Speaking of doing something right, it looks like Muyo wanted to kind of draw in here. It's going to settle in at the top. Oh, okay, it got a little bit of a rub on that top yellow and settles for shot. So now Meyer is sitting 3 here. But there's some options for Hernandez as they kind of map things out. I think they're just going for the most straightforward shot, especially in this early end. They're trying to figure out the ice on the sheet. Just looking for a simple hit. And I will note that this side of the sheet going away. So this in the odd numbered ends. This left side of the sheet has been kind of fooling teams. If it goes too far out, stones will over curl towards the wings, and they don't come back very much. But then once you get closer to the middle, it starts to curl more naturally. So this might be a little tight depending on how much weight the skip has chosen to throw, I believe. And it looks to be going. So it does crash on theirs, but a bit of luck. One of the yellows jammed on the blue, and the yellow was able to roll to the back of the forefoot. It is third shot, but it does kind of change things around, and gives Meyer an opportunity here as he goes down for his first of 2 stones. Oh no, we're already in skip stones. This is his last stone. I'm behind. This is Meyer's last. Will Meyer, again, a decent amount of experience, including a Travolta Cup victory. I don't know what it is about this team in winning the Travolta Cup, but they got it in spades. Just like look who's talking 3. This time the dogs and cats talk. So his shot's away. I think just kind of looking to guard things up and make it really hard for Hernandez to make anything out of this end. The stone is curling up. Line's the most important. It looks like they need about another stone and a half worth of curl. I think they're going to get it. So it looks like pretty good. They're protecting their second stone in the house. Shot rock is open, but kind of based on where the protector stone is in the house, I think that's really kind of forcing Hernandez to attack that shot rock from the clockwise left side of the sheet. So they would want the stone to move from the left to the right. That's a clockwise rotation, and I think it's going to make it hard for Hernandez to really, really get one here. I mean, if they I think it's going to be really, really tricky because if they nose hit that shot rock blue, it's I don't think it's going to be a 1. But here we are, the shot's away. That's from David Hernandez, who's been curling since 2021. And yeah, I said they did get some roll, but it just kind of rolled over the shots the second stone from Meyer. So it's going to be a steal of one for Team Meyer to open up the scoring here at the 2023 MoPac Men's and Women's Club Playdowns. We're going to go around the rings as this team takes a break. While we do that, let me show you all the houses. Come and step into my houses, ladies and gentlemen. This is the all houses view that the Bay Area Curling Club has set up. These are all HD cameras over every house. Looks like on sheet 3 a bunch of rocks in play. So I don't think there's scores posted yet. We'll definitely update you when the scores come in, but I can tell you the teams that are playing on which sheets. Like I said, we have a combined men's and women's draw here, this draw. On sheet 1, we have Team Camarena from San Francisco with the hammer in the first end, taking on Team Rockwell from Hollywood. Camarena Yellow Rocks on sheet 2. It's our feature game. Hernandez with Yellow Rocks and the hammer. Meyer with the blue. On sheet 3, women's A pool, we have the defending champions starting without the hammer, playing with the Red Rocks. That's Team Burton from Coyotes, facing off against Team Feldman from Wine Country. They're playing with the Yellow Rocks. On sheet 4, men's B pool game, we have the hammer going to Team Betts from Wine Country with the Red Rocks facing off against Team Pomeroy from the Utah Olympic Oval. That's my home club. I'll try to stay neutral. And then on sheet 5, men's C pool, we have Team Tate with the Blue Rocks and the hammer to start the game, going up against Team Spangler from Wine Country. And we do have an update on sheet 1. Team Camarena started the game with a deuce in the hammer, so they took full advantage of their hammer to get 2. They're up 2-0 over Team Rockwell. So we will do our best to keep you guys up to date on how these games go. But in the meantime, we're going to return to our feature sheets. This turning out to be a kind of a nice battle between Team Meyer and Team Hernandez. So this is the first shot coming from Marty Blomgren. Someone noted in the comments there's a lot of players under 5 with less than 5 years of experience. That's very true, and it's also very great to see. As I've mentioned numerous times during this broadcast in past draws, we have 18 teams in the men's field and we have 8 teams in the women's field, which is really big size, and we definitely hope that we have where you have, pardon me, we have a lot of people from different clubs from throughout the region. It's really great to see them kind of testing themselves to see how they do against the best teams in our region with a chance to go on to nationals. This is the net stone coming from the lead for Meyer. It's Justin Lade, I believe. So Michaela in the chat noted that the Travolta Cup is actually it's kind of I wouldn't necessarily call it a consolation game, but it's like an all-star format where players are selected from eliminated teams. And so, I mean, you do want to win the Travolta Cup. It's not a booby prize. I definitely wanted to hedge my bets because I wasn't sure about the format. I didn't want to misspeak. I really appreciate Michaela kind of telling us about more about this interesting event. So a net stone coming from Marty Blomgren, pardon me. Looks like a pretty nice release. Definitely wants the sweepers to go all out here. Let's see, through the port and takes out the Meyer stone and rolls under cover. So I would give that a pretty solid marks. That yellow rock is the shooter is stuck around and is sitting shot. It looks like it's about half open. So that's going to be a chance for Adam Price to take it out. So it looks like it's curling now. It's probably going to jam on the yellow guard. Actually, worst case scenario, it's probably going to promote the yellow into the house, and it does. And so now Hernandez is sitting 2 with a hammer. So now Hernandez has a really good opportunity here to get multiple points in this end. Live streaming of this and other regional competitions is powered by the 18 clubs and 1,500 members of the Mountain Pacific Curling Association. Our mission serves to grow curling and foster competition in Arizona, California, Idaho, Nevada, Oregon, and Utah. Visit mopacca.org today to find a curling club near you or for help getting one started in your community. This next stone coming looks like it's going to raise the blue. So a couple misses from both both teams here. But it doesn't do too much damage for Hernandez. So now it looks like Meyer wants to do a raise to kind of promote the blue toward the button. Someone from Brian in the chat noted that the Travolta Cup trophy should be in the broom stacking area, and it is. So we are having a bit of a fascinating discussion in the chat about the Travolta Cup. Larry, the head of Hollywood, or one of the leaders in Hollywood, says the Travolta Cup is a constellation, and that was the meaning of it. So definitely didn't want to say it was a booby prize. So I definitely wanted to be careful about how I described this event. And Larry points out that they had a raffle of items a raffle item featuring John Travolta John Travolta movies, and no one actually wanted the John Travolta movie package, and so that's what the first winner of the Travolta Cup got. So, and I imagine it's like a white elephant. Although now I'm picturing if you had a white elephant, kind of give it the disco pants, the white disco pants that Travolta wore during Saturday Night Fever, and I think that'd be a fun trophy. But there's some more information about the Travolta Cup. Very, very fascinating. And what's also fascinating is how this end is kind of shaping up. So I think Meyer was not really able to raise their blue, and so now Hernandez is sitting 3. So they're saying wide out of hand. So that's this is I was trying to make contact with something. Oh, they touch them all. My gosh, that is a triple takeout. What an excellent shot there from the third for Meyer, and that again is Jim Muyo. What a great shot there, just to clean up house, and that does change up the end dramatically here. Next struck coming from Alex Eaton Salners. The thing about that Meyer triple takeout, they thought it was wide. It was on the money. What a great shot there. This shot here looks to be a draw, and won't touch paint. So what is touching paint appears to be perhaps 1 Meyer stone, maybe 2, depending on where they are. I've been saying this during several points of the various games. They informed us during the team meetings that the houses, especially these Lodo houses, were stretched when they were put in. Not intentionally, just kind of how they ended up. So they are not exactly true to the dimensions of a traditional curling house. The pins are accurate, and the circles are accurate along one axis. However, in the axis they got stretched, they are obviously not correct. So if there's any sort of question about whether it should be measured, I think teams are kind of advised to err on the side of caution, just because those circles are not entirely true. But what is true is the second shot. That's awesome for Muyo there to have the up weight and accuracy to do a triple takeout and then to dial it back for a draw to the button behind a center guard. That's some really excellent play from Muyo to start things off here. This next stone coming from East Eaton Souders. I see the Curl San Diego jersey there. And it looks like it's going to hit the blue, and then the yellow's going to roll into the house. Going to roll in for second shot behind the corner. So, oh, I apologize about the score. Meyer just got the one. So Meyer, though, is still sitting in a decent opportunity to get a steal here. Looks like they want to try and jam things up as Meyer makes his way down the ice. Meyer was at the Pacific Northwest 5 and under last year, was an A event runner-up. Also at the Coyote Superhero 5 and under, was a B event champion. So people noted a lot of 500 unders players with less than 5 years of experience, and definitely showing themselves on this ice. It seems to be a good challenge, a challenging duel between two up-and-coming teams. This is Meyer's first to two without the hammer here in the second. So looking to put up a guard, and it looks like a guard it shall be. Looks like it's going to curl back enough to protect shot rock from the left side. However, from that view, and you can also see it from the overhead view, that the yellow could try and run back if they wanted. There's also kind of a port if they wanted to do like a heavy draw, and kind of tap that blue back. But I think the best shot is the one that they're lining up, and that's to run back to yellow. It's a pretty long run back, a medium-sized run back, let's say. I would say about 8 feet. Run the yellow onto blue and be sitting 2. So amongst David Hernandez's accomplishments, he was at the he was at the Hollywood Blockbuster Spiel and the Taco Spiel, 2 fine events, and was also at the Fall Fiesta. It's great that a lot of these events that deal with parties and stuff. And speaking about a party, that was a nice run back. Now Team Hernandez is sitting 2. I'm also working on my transitions in our conversation here today. So now Meyer, was looking to possibly steal, and now hopefully they're going to try and force. It's not going to be easy. They might. I think they're definitely going to be able to hold into one with this draw, but it needs to be probably at least second shot. I say hold into one. I think hold into one and make it really hard for Hernandez to get 2. I think based on where they put the broom and depending on the weight, I think they might be able to tap the yellow back so that blue ends up being shot. But it's also possible that Meyer cuts Hernandez down to 1, and then there's a gap on the side, perhaps for Hernandez to draw for 2, or maybe try to take out and get 3. Calling Justin on it. It's starting to really curl, but I think they are going to be able to get around the guard. They are around successfully. Sweeping, it needs to outcount the second shot from yellow. They do, and they looks like they're happy with the shot. I think it's probably the best they could do, given what they called up. So if I was scoring, I would probably give them a 3 or a 4 out of 4. It does leave the 4 foot for Team Hernandez to score 2, as Hernandez makes his way down the ice. I don't think Hernandez could get rid of that blue very easily to get three. So all Hernandez really needs to do, all he has to do, I make it sound so easy, is that he needs to draw full 4 foot to get his deuce. And it's definitely possible, especially because Meyer kind of showed him the way with that last draw. So Team Hernandez is taking very similar ice to what Meyer just drew, and we will see if David Hernandez has. I was going to say he has a deuce in his pocket, but that sounded bad. See if he can score two. The sweepers are kind of keeping an eye on it. I think they're going for weights. It definitely needs looks a little bit light, so it's close. I think it's there. I'm going to wick off of the yellow a little bit. Oh, it was there. I think they maybe just gently overswept it, but good effort. Just a little too far, and Hernandez gets for a single. I am just so happy to give players deuces when they don't have them. It's a single for Hernandez. We are all square here as we head into the third end of a potential 8 in the 2023 MoPac Men's and Women's Club Playdowns. We'll be right back to our feature sheet, but in the meantime, around the rings. So it looks like a lot of the teams have finished their second end and are about to start the third. Looks like only sheet 3 really has the second end in progress. He just finished. So just a quick recap of the scores. On sheet 1, haven't posted the score yet. Still 2-0. I don't think no one's posted the scores yet. So Camarena was up on Rockwell 2-0 on sheet 1. Sheet 3 was Feldman over Burton 1-0 after 1. On sheet 4, a men's game, Betts over Pomeroy 1-0. And on sheet 5, Tate with a hammer took 1 over Spangler. So it's 1-0 after 1. We'll keep you up to date on those scores as they continue to be posted. Oh, it looks like in they have posted updates. So it looks like Camarena got a single in the second to make it 3-0 on sheet 1. Sheet 3, it looks like Burton got a triple to jump ahead of Feldman, 3-1. On sheet 4, Pomeroy got a deuce to take a 2-1 lead over Betts. And then on sheet 5, Tate got another single, so it is 2-0 over Spangler on sheet 5. So all those scores are on bondspieler.com. Bondspieler.com. You can't spell Eli without bondspieler.com. So Meyer has the hammer for the first time this game. See what's going on. All right, this is Myers. The first from Team Myers. That again is Justin Legg. So they said it was going to go to the top of the house. That is where it ended up. It does give Hernandez a chance for a hit and roll. My apologies. Second stone coming from Marty Blomgren. So it looks like they're doing the going inside out. And this is a situation where it can overcurl. In this case, it is curling up pretty nicely. Trying to chip the blue out of play, and the shooter's going to roll out through the back of the house. So Meyer wants another chance on that
corner guard. So it went to the house last time, and Hernandez was able to chip it out. So they wanted two guards. They're putting up a two, meaning V for victory. Uh, Perhaps a little confident in the second end. I'm obviously joking. I think they put up a two, the V to indicate two for the two zone. But V for victory would be something that a lot of teams would aim for. Ends up being probably more of a one than a two, but it definitely got the job done. And so it sounds like Hernandez, he wants to draw in, around the center guard. But if it crashes on the yellow and kind of brings it in, raises the guard in, not the end of the world. Here's the shot coming from Blomgren, I believe. No, this would be from Andrew Rain. It got a little bit of a tap and a roll. Just kind of puts up another guard and makes it harder for Meyer to get in the house. But it does look like a double is there, and it looks like that's what Meyer has asked Adam Price to do. Got that nice low delivery. Looked pretty on target. Let's see if it's there. I think it started nose. That's one. It rolls over the top of the second yellow, creating a corner guard. So, as you can tell, there are blue and yellow clocks behind the away sheets. We are timing the event, timing the teams at the event as a part of the competitive rules. This is an event that does lead to a berth to nationals. So we are following competitive rules, including timing the games, having the teams use the competitive goldenrod or yellowish California poppy fabric on their brooms, and a bunch of other things. So they're putting up a center guard. One of the rules about the center guard is that there is a no tick rule in effect this year for the first 5 rocks of an end, where if an opposing stone moves a rock that is touching the center line, the non-offending team can opt to put the stone back in place or remove the previous shot, or just kind of let it play out, as it were. So that's just one of the rules that are in effect at this event. I got hit and roll, although it does appear that the shooter's going to roll out. So a pretty open house, although there's some clutter in front with the guards. Teams are given one 90-second timeout during regulation, in part because there are some coaches and assistants or fifth players on the teams, and so they could come out and offer some advice. So calling Andrew on to sweep. Looks like it's curling okay. It looks like it crashed on the guard, but it will roll into the house for the lone counter in this third end. So after some discussion, shooter said that he could see all of it, so they're going to go control and take that out. This is going to be Muyo's first, or Jim Muyo's first, yes. So it needs to curl back a little bit here. So it makes contact, and shot stone rolls out, but the shooter's lost. So again, another open house. I think they're going to try the draw again, Hernandez, and that's what they have dialed up. And some of the shots, don't take a lot of time off the clock because they know exactly what they're going to do, and they can execute fairly quickly, which is great to save time for later in the game. So they were able to raise the guard yellow into the top 12, and it's behind cover, so it's going to be hard to get rid of. I don't think Meyer's going to make a play on it. So they're thinking about using the other corner guard from the other direction. Hopefully, be sitting one. It's kind of dangerous because that rock under the right corner guard could come back into play later in the end. But we're down to like the last 4 stones, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. Looks like a smidge light, so the sweepers are going after hard. Uh, Looks like it. I don't think it's not enough to get there. It's going to be super close, uh, but it's going to be super short. I say super short just to continue the alliteration, but it's just short. So this is Hernandez's first here in the third end. And I think they were just happy to draw. I think if they raise their yellow that's on the center line into the house, that's not bad either. Sweepers jump on it pretty early. I think the line was pretty good. I think the weight was maybe just a smidge on the light side, but not too bad. It hits the blue, kind of goes to the side and bumps the yellow into the house. And so now yellow is sitting two behind some cover, and now I think Meyer feels like he has to make a play on it. So they're trying to do a double, I believe, to kind of maybe kind of pinball the blue into the house. And so I think they ideally are going to try and depends on how much weight they're throwing. I think I think they want to hit the yellow that he has the broom on first, and then kind of roll to the side to kind of bump the other yellow out. But we'll see how it goes. All right, and this is the first of two Meyer stones here in the third end. So I think they think it's a little bit wide. It looks pretty close though. Nose and chips the yellow to the side, but then the blue kind of rolls back up out of the house. So yellow is sitting one, pretty well covered. Well, it's about 20% covered, but I don't think Meyer wants to go after it, though we'll see what happens. So it looks like Hernandez is going to draw in. Um, I think just kind of blocking the path to the button. I think if they settle in the top of the house, that's going to be really good for them. We're playing 8 end games today. Some of the top competitions are 10 ends, but these are 8. There's going to be a 5-minute break at after the fourth end, and that looks to be a pretty decent shot. It's probably a little deeper into the house than Hernandez would have liked. It gives Meyer something to play to. It is partially buried under the center guard, so I don't think it's going to be as easy as just kind of chipping it out and sitting for one. And it looks like they just want Team Meyer wants to just draw in. And they just need to touch the forefoot to get the single point. So I got the draw lined up here as Meyer gets set in the hack here. And again, a draw is dialed up here. They seem pretty happy with the call. Here's his delivery. Bit of a bobble, not too bad. Nice recovery. Oops. Front end calls the dreaded "where is it?" But it looks like it's there. So good draw by Skip Meyer for the single point to take a 2-1 lead over Team Meyer. So it's going to be 2-1 Meyer after three. We're going to go into the fourth end in just a moment, and we will be right back when the MoPac 2023 men's and women's club playdowns return. All right, here, looking around the reins really quickly, it looks like on sheet one, Team Rockwell put up a single to be behind 3-1 over Team Camarena. On sheet three, looks like they're still playing their third end. It's currently 3-1 Burton over Feldman, although Feldman has the hammer. On sheet four, Team Pomeroy has that double, although it looks like that Betts from Wine Country is going to maybe has a chance to score a couple here in the fourth. It's currently 2-1 Pomeroy over Betts. And on sheet five, it's 2-1 Tate over Spangler after two. It looks like they just finished the third. So again, we'll have these scores updated on bondspieler.com. Returning to our feature game here, it looks like Hernandez is going to throw. Team Hernandez is going to throw their first. The first Milestone turned out to be a guard. Looks like Hernandez has asked the lead Marty to put up a corner guard, and that's what Marty did. It's pretty wide to the wings. It looks like there's a decent amount of space for Team Meyer to draw around. That is what Justin Lade is doing. So it looks like it went a little deep. It went actually through the house. So I had to count that as a miss. Here's Marty's next rock. Sweepers are on it. I think it looks to be perhaps a little light this time. Not too bad though. It's starting to get to the top 12 though. A solid chomp on the 12-foot ring. Uh, if it's just touching, we call those biters, but that's more than a biter. It's a chomp, as it were. And so now it looks like Meyer wants to try and come around the other side, doing the clockwise in-turn rotation. Adam Price is delivering. Definitely worried about the weight. They jump on it, saying it's got to go. And I think it's pretty close, but I think it's curling though. I think it's curling too much for them to make much use out of it, as it will come in contact with the center blue dart. I'll raise the center blue dart. So now we got we got offset blue darts kind of guarding yellow rock the shot on the center line. This looks to be the net start coming down the pike. I think again this is also kind of on the light side. That puts up a high corners guard. Doesn't affect the strategy that Myers is calling as he wants to draw around again. This time with a bit more weight. The line looked pretty good, just the weight was light. So that there might be something happening off of this one. Got a double tap. The blue shooter crashed on the blue guard, and one of the blue guards, crashed on the yellow guard and then spun into the top of the house. Now that is more of a biter. It's not quite a nibble, but it's a biter. It's only second shot, but I think Hernandez wants to make a play on it. Oh, bit of a wobble there from Andrew Ring. Hits the guard. The guard goes through, goes out of play, and the shooter rolls to the wings, which I think makes it hard. Going to make it harder for Meyer to try that draw again. So now Meyer wants to, I think, run back the blue on the yellow. Ask you about the separation. It looks to be about 4 or 5 feet. So they consider the run back, and now they're opting to do the draw. This is going to be Adam Muyo. Oh no, sorry. This is probably I think the last from Adam Price. Okay, no, I think that's the first from Muyo. So they said it looks a little light. It is going to be really close enough for first shot. So now Meyer's sitting first and third, with Hernandez being second here. All the roster scores at the top of the house. So it's going to be interesting to see how those factor into both the strategies of Meyer and Hernandez. First strike coming from Alex Eaton Saunders. So they kind of wrecked on their own yellow and actually pretty successful. Actually, they're able to, with the secondary contact, hit the blue, and the blue rolls through the house out of play. So Meyer's looking for a guard, although I think the miss he's saying is a bit heavy because a tap is okay. So we're going to see a tight guard with the pro side miss being a little heavy. Here we go. This is Muyo's second shot. Sweepers are on it. Looks like it's going to be a two guard. And it looks like they are going to get a three guard. The three guard meaning like the third of the guard area that's closest to the house. So it leaves the shot stone pretty open, and that's going to be where Eaton Saunders goes for. And they're going to be ooh, not too bad. Definitely pinball action, and it worked out for Hernandez, where I think it was yellow onto blue onto yellow. Basically allowed the shooter to roll in to the back four roughly for shot. Interesting outcome. So Meyer has a shot drawn up. I think they're just going to draw in. Sit shot behind cover. And I think they want to come into the house, I believe, behind cover. I think that would be the best shot. It's pretty good. Going to be, I believe, second shot. See, that's what it is. It looks like there's a double there though. First, the two skip stones coming for David Hernandez. Called the sweepers off. I think they were possibly potentially doing a double. Get one. Shooter rolls to the side, and I think that's a bit disastrous, unfortunately, for Team Hernandez, because they do get the blue moving, but it jams on the yellow that was shot, and so the yellow that was shot rolls out of the house, and now Meyer is sitting two. So this is now an excellent opportunity for Myers to take a two into the break here. with the steal. I'm sorry the score got screwed up. It's Meyer 2, Hernandez 1. So this is and that's an opportunity for Meyer to get to really turn up the pressure, to warm up the old ice house with a bit of curling heat, as it were, heading into the fourth end break. And here is the final shot coming from Will Meyer. So I think they want to be sitting third shot. That's the ideal. He's got the broom touching the top 8. That's where he wanted to end up. And I think it's going to be a little light, but really close to what they wanted. So indeed, it is going to be just a tight guard to the house. But I think that was the miss, not to go too deep in the house. And so now Hernandez is thinking there's a path to the button from on the out turn counterclockwise rotation. And that's where he has the broom. From this head-on angle, it looks really messy. But when you look at it overhead, you can kind of see, yeah, there's a port there. And so that port is where the skip seeks to secure his ship and get at least a single here with the hammer in the fourth end. And here's his last shot. Sweepers are just walking it down, escorting it like an honor guard. Now they're sweeping pretty hard. Looks like it's got to get around that blue guard, and it's not going to. It's actually going to wreck and promote the blue to the 8-foot and to make it a steal of 3 for Team Meyer. So an unfortunate outcome for Team Hernandez as Team Meyer takes a 5-1 lead into the fourth end break. We're going to take a break along with them. You are tuned to the 2023 MoPac Men's and Women's Club Playdowns, coming to you from the San Francisco Bay Area Curling Club. We'll be right back in just about 5 minutes. This broadcast is presented by authority of the Mountain Pacific Curling Association and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of the Mountain Pacific Curling Association. You are more likely to get that written consent if you retransmit or reproduce this broadcast in the form of fine calligraphy. So fancy handwriting wins every time. We'll be back in just a moment. All right, coming back from break here. Worried about it being really light. Hella, even Meyer's coming out to help. That's not a great sign. And indeed, it's been a hog. They were aware of it out of hand. But welcome back to the 2023 MoPac Men's and Women's Club Playdowns here from the San Francisco Bay Area Curling Club in Oakland, just kind of east of the airport. So Myers is lead, Justin Lade hogged first rock, and now Hernandez is lead. Marty Blomgren has a wide open house to play with, although I think they're going to want to put up a corner guard to try and generate some offense. And that seems to be what has been dialed up. Someone was asking what was going on sheet 1. I don't know the exact situation, but it does appear there's no score posted. I think they're wrapping up their fourth end. So the corner guard was put up, and now this is Lane's chance for redemption here with a center guard, I would imagine. They say it visually looks all there. So they end up going to the house, and so Hernandez wants Marty to just kind of follow them down. So they seem to be pretty happy with that. Though it does end up being a little short of the house there. So Hernandez has staggered corner guards. It's something they can make use of later in the end. But right now, it's helping out Meyer more than it's helping out Hernandez, as the second for Meyer, Adam Price, gets set. One of the fun events that one of the fun events that Price was at was the 2019 Pirates of the Caribbean in Orlando. So that always sounds like a fun time. This one it looks to be a little light. Not too bad though, because it does kind of help protect the shot stone in the back forefoot. And so Hernandez is kind of they want to follow Meyer back down, but with a little bit more weight. Although Hernandez has the broom in not an optimal situation. If you're doing draws and guards, ideally you want to use the T line to put the broom, because that kind of helps you better gauge how much curl is in the ice. It just also affects the angle of where the broom is, and the line between the broom and the hatch. But not too bad though. It looked pretty good. Just a little light again. So Myers is just looking to guard. They have a 4-point lead right now. And they're looking for a fairly high guard. They just want to get it over the hog line, and then they're going to let it go. So Myers happy with his second shot there. Oh, and so Hernandez, it's cleanup time on aisle/sheet 2 here, and we're hopefully going to see some granite fly here with the second stone coming from Andrew Ring. Looks a little wide, so it might make some contact, but I don't think it's going to be exactly what they had hoped for. Actually, it's not going to be anything that they hoped for. It's going to flash by everything. So Meyer wants to come in and bury a shot behind all those corner guards, definitely taking advantage of that great wall of granite that's been put up. And it's also the holidays may be over, but there's still a Christmas tree in front of this house. So it looks like it might have the weight, but I don't think it's going to come back as much as they were hoping. Going to end up as a top 12, almost fully inside the rings. So they are sitting to. There still is a draw path to the center of the house. There's ports, but it looks like Hernandez wants to keep cleaning up, and we'll see if Alex Eaton Saunders has that in his pocket, as it were. So the line looks better this time. It does clean up on aisle 1, aisle 2. And so with Hernandez taking out some guards, Meyer wants to put some guards back, and that is what he's asked Jim Muyo to do. Jim Muyo also is ice crew manager and head technician at the San Francisco Bay Area Curling Club. Was also at the 2019 Orlando Pirates of the Curl Rivian as A event runner-up. And also won the Celine Dion Cup at the 2017 North Hill Cross-Border Bonspiel in Calgary, Alberta. So just some prestigious prizes, awards won by a lot of players on these teams. And that turns out to be a high guard. It doesn't close the door on that draw that I'm thinking that I was looking at, and I think Hernandez is calling. So I think they're kind of calling like a split where I think they're going to try and hit and roll under, but if it goes under around the center guards, that's also fine. So they're calling for it to curl. It looks like it's probably going to be more of a nose hit if they're lucky. Not super lucky. It rolls out of play, but they do get rid of one of the blue counters. And so now it gives a chance for Meyer to put another stone in the top of the house, kind of return that second stone that was counting to the house. Set up for a draw. There's a lot of ice, especially that far out to the wings. And so this may be a situation, as I mentioned before, that side of the ice has been kind of tricking teams. I'm curious to see if it comes back very much or if it starts to fall out, just kind of based on how the roster falling in previous games. But we shall see. This is Will Myers' first shot. So it looks like it's going to be more of a guard than anything. I thought they would have got into the house, but it's a fairly high guard, just kind of making it harder to draw to the 4 foot, although that draw is still there, and I guess it did curl up fairly well. So maybe my theory about how the ice conditions are it might be going out the window a little bit. But now Hernandez wants to try that draw to, I would imagine, the full 4 foot to be sitting shot rock. All right, Hernandez's shot is underway. And this looks to be perhaps a little heavy. Too heavy by far, unfortunately, and it's going to go through the house out of play. Myers makes his way down the ice. That looks like Meyer wants to draw around. Here comes the last shot from Will Meyer here in the fifth end. So they feel there's enough line, there's enough space. It's just weight only, and it is light. So they're trying to get it to curl, hoping for a piece of the house, and it looks like it's just there. Hard to tell from the overhead. It could be out. So they're talking about maybe conceding the point, hitting out that blue and giving up one. I mean, I think the draw could still be there. It is a very messy house. So facing one, perhaps two, this is a big shot for David Hernandez here in the fifth end. So Hernandez calls the team off. It needs to curl up. I think if they want to try and chip out that blue, it's going to be a little wide and actually kind of miss the blue and sail through the house. So it could be two. It's definitely one. And they're kicking the rocks. So I think it's not much of a debate. It is probably two. We'll see how the scoring is, how they do the scoring when we come back to the 2023 MoPac Men's and Women's Club Playdowns, coming to you from the San Francisco Bay Area Curling Club. We will be right back. If you or your business would like to become a sponsor for MoPac, our competitions, or our live streaming service, visit mopacca.org and click on the contact link on the right-hand side of the page. Maybe you could be the next Elfster, which is sponsoring the houses on sheet 4. As you can see from this overhead view. Before we jump back to our feature game, just to kind of recap around the rings real quick. These scores are available on bondspieler.com. On sheet 1, women's A-pool game, Team Rockwell from Hollywood and Team Camarena from the San Francisco Bay Area, they traded some singles in the third and fourth ends. Coming back from the break is Team Camarena with the Yellowstones up 4-1. On sheet 2, it's our feature game, a men's pool game between Meyer and Hernandez. They haven't posted, but I believe it was 2 in the fifth end, so it's a 7-1 lead. Yes, indeed. And then on sheet 3, a women's A-pool game between Burton and Feldman. After Burton got a 3 in the second end, Feldman answered with a pair of singles to tie the game at 3-all through 5 ends. Feldman's playing with the Yellow Rocks. On sheet 4, a men's B-pool game. Team Pomeroy, Team Betts scored a single in the third to tie it up 2-all, and then Pomeroy answered with a crooked number 3 in the fourth to take a 5-2 lead into the break. And then on sheet 5, a men's C pool game. Team Tate scored 3 singles in a row, and then Team Spangler from Wine Country answered with a deuce. And after 4, it was Team Tate with Blue Rocks 3-2 over Spangler. And that brings you up to date on the scoring. To return to our feature sheet with rocks in play. The end is fully underway. Looks like Meyer put up a center guard and has chosen to draw around, partially covered. And Team Hernandez is trying to generate some offense and set up a corner guard. So here we are in the sixth end. Next rock coming from Marty Blomgren. Kind of whips off of the center guard from blue. It rolls into the house and will sit for second shot. So not a bad plan B. And Meyer is indicating that he initially wanted to get rid of the yellow second stone, and that is what his second Adam Price is going to do. Definitely want to hold the line there. That's over curling. It might not touch anything. Looks like it is going to sail right on by like 2 passing ships in the night, which is apt because we are in the San Francisco Bay Area, one of the great homes of maritime activities. Looks like they were looking at some stuff on the ice. I don't know how much debris there is, but they were picking up some stuff. Kind of fascinating as Hernandez gets ready for his second shot here, coming from Andrew Ring, I believe. Going to hit their yellow. Hits their yellow out of the house, but their shooter rolls under cover for second shot. So perhaps an opportunity opening for Team Hernandez here in the sixth end. Just as a reminder, this is the second game of a quadruple header here today, Friday, at the San Francisco Bay Area Curling Club. We have 2 more games on tap today, and then we have 3 to 4 games tomorrow if there's tiebreakers. And then Championship Sunday will feature semifinals and a finals at noon. So lots of curling to come. I hope I can hold out. Just a little bit of allergies this morning. I don't know what was going on. But I'm very glad you guys are with us. I hope you'll stay with us tonight at 4:30, where Team Burnt takes on Team Siggins in our feature game. And the action starts at around 4:30 here on the MoPac YouTube channel. You can get all the information also on the MoPac Facebook page, where we share information all the time. And I think some of you guys are on the MoPac Facebook page, so I definitely appreciate that. Appreciate you guys for tuning in as Team Myers put up another center guard. And it looks like Hernandez wants to start clearing guards, start taking out the trash, as it were, the clutter. I mean, this is Andrew Ring's second shot here. And it looks like it's over curling a little bit. They're going to get one. Oh, this actually could work out for Team Hernandez. So they got one. The blue rolled to the house and jammed on the yellow, but just how the rocks were lined up, the blue kind of nudged the yellow shot rock out of the way, and so now it is Team Hernandez sitting shot rock, but Team Meyer would like to change that with Jim Muyo's first rock here in the sixth end. Throwing some heat, I think just a nose hit would be fine. I think they think it's a little bit wide, but I think it's trying to get rid of the yellow. Ooh, it does get rid of the yellow. They also lose one of their blues. Not a bad exchange rate, as it were. So it's now Meyer sitting two, and Hernandez is looking for ways to get into the house and get a multiple point end here. As he lines up for, I'm going to guess a hit and roll here from his third, Alex Eaton Sellners. Sweepers jump on it pretty quickly. Although they're saying really got to go, and I agree, it's really curling. It took off on them. It just sails right on by. So, so a lucky miss, and then just a miss, unfortunately, for Hernandez, leaving Meyer sitting at the two. And so now Meyer is kind of looking to see how they kind of secure things. And so it looks like he's got Alex Muyo set up for a draw here. And his shot is away. A little bit of a fishtail there, but very graceful. Jim's not sold on that, shaking his head as the rock goes by the ice. I wonder if it's just because it's not on the target. And it does get over the line. It doesn't really curl back very much, and so I think that's why he was shaking his head. It's just a high guard near the center that doesn't do anything, and it just gives Eaton Solners a chance to a second bite of the apple, doing the opposite turn this time. And so we'll see if Alex has got it. They're trying to hold it. I think he's got it, but I think they're going, oh no. Oh, an unfortunate miss the other way. So now it gives Meyer a chance to further secure the house as Jim joins Will in the house, talking over strategy there. And now Meyer makes his way down the ice, looking to draw around that high center ground that was put up. And looks like he's got the shot lined up. And looking to see if he has got that draw in him. So they're happy with the line.
And I think lights in the mist there, although if they're touching the top of the house, that's going to be really good. I think they're going to get to the top of the house there, just barely, uh, just barely a full 12 foot there. Right smack dab in the middle of Black and Lives, part of the Black Lives Matter house pattern there. And so we will see if David Hernandez can do this kind of hit and roll. I think that he has dialed up, just based on where he has the broom. I think it's going to be. It's going to be a hit and roll, so they can roll under cover and hopefully generate some offense there. As Hernandez's first shot of this end is away, it looks to be maybe a little bit wide. Although the sweepers didn't jump on it right away. Now they're going for it. They're going for it hard. I think it looks like it's really, really curling here, but I think it's really close to being there. So it does nudge the blue to the back 8, and the shooter rolls under cover to be shot rock. So a well-executed shot by Hernandez and his team to sit the 1. Now Meyer and Muyo are looking at seeing if they can kind of chip out that yellow and be sitting 4 in this end. They are sitting currently 2, 3, 4 with Hernandez being shot. So I think they're just kind of doing a gentle weight takeout. I would probably say about heavy hack to board weight is the weight they're looking for. So they're trying to change the call there, calling an audible. And here comes his shot. Oh, this looks really pretty decent. So it wasn't the heavy draw that I was thinking it was. It turns out to be a draw, just a straight draw, but it drew enough. So just a draw to the top 4 foot's enough for Meyer to be sitting single shot, out counting that Hernandez shot. So now Hernandez is really kind of in a jam to really kind of see how he can get a 2 out of this, perhaps. And I don't think they're lining up for a 2. They're thinking about an in-off with that yellow on the outside. In our league on arena ice, we don't do the in-offs too often. So it's always kind of fascinating when a team suggests it, especially in a competition. But it's possibly there. But I think what they're going to try to do is sort of follow Meyer down, I think probably with a little bit more weight to hopefully kind of chip out that Meyer's blue and then see if they can, sit 2. So lots of pressure on David Hernandez here, facing 1 here in the 6th end. Shots away. Weightless pretty good to start. Sweepers jump on it. Sweepers are going hard. I wonder if it's coming up a little light, and it looks like it might actually crash on that blue. So unfortunately, that's another steal of 1 for Team Meyer. And since the 3rd end, it's been all Meyer, really. Just Meyer is finding kind of ways to
to steal. So very fascinating as we head to the seventh end. It is going to be Team Meyer 8-1, and we do have handshakes here, so we're gonna call it. Meyer closes out this game of pool play with an 8-1 victory over Team Hernandez, and so just a fascinating game there. So we're going to go around the rings, but I won't be switching games for this one because I'm going to be here all day, guys, and I do need to take a little bit of a break. But I do want to go around the rings one last time and to let you guys know that, of course, you can go to bonspieler.com for the latest results. Someone in the chat was asking about when they decided to go to 8 end games instead of 10 for clubs, and I'm not quite sure of that answer, Dan. I've been doing this for 2 years. It's been 8 ends for the past 2 years. So I'm curious to see if someone else might know the answer. I thank you for the question. We're going to go around the rings one last time, and then we're going to call it for this afternoon draw. But before we do, I do want to thank people for tuning in. Also, definitely want to thank our hosts, San Francisco Bay Area Curling Club, for their technology setup. This camera setup is very awesome. Received a lot of compliments and a lot about the camera views, and some of them are for me, and I really appreciate that. But it's definitely this technology that's really helping make this possible, and I'm really thankful to San Francisco Bay Area Curling for hosting this and just being very supportive. And then also for MoPac, your dues are helping to ensure that we can bring events like this and in person and also on the web to help spread the game throughout the Mountain and Pacific regions and hopefully beyond with our viewers. So before we go, it's going to go around the rings one last time here. It looks like they're cleaning the sheet on sheet 1. And it looks like Team Camarena, they put up a 5 spot in the 5th end. So it's really opened up the game for Camarena here on sheet 1. That is an A-pool game between Team Camarena with the Yellow Rocks against Team Rockwell from Hollywood. The score after 5 was 9-1. Team sheet 2 was our feature sheet. Team Meyer taking the 9-1 victory, I believe, over Team Hernandez. On sheet 3, this is kind of a back and forth game, and Feldman was in the lead 4-3. Feldman with the Yellow Rocks from Wine Country taking on Team Burton, the defending champions. And then now that I say that and I look at the scoreboard, Team Burton got a 3 spots into 6 to jump it back ahead. It is now 6-4 on sheet C in favor of Team Burton, the defending champions. On sheet 4, on sheet 4, it looks like Team Pomeroy is just kind of continuing to pour it on, adding a single in the 5th to take a 6-2 lead over Team Betts from Wine Country. And then on sheet 5, it looks like it's been mostly Team Tate from Coyotes playing the Blue Rocks. They added a 3 spot in the 5th end to take a 6-2 lead over Team Spangler from Wine Country. So that brings you up to the other scores, and I really do appreciate you tuning in. Please do come back at 4:30 this afternoon, where our feature game will feature Team Burnt from. Sorry, I want to make sure the club's right. Well, we're going to have Team Burnt take on Team Sidians from Coyotes. That should be a good matchup. We do hope that you'll join us then. So now, from all of us here at MoPac and the San Francisco Bay Area Curling Club, this has been your host, Ryan, saying so long and good curling. We'll see you back here